Please stand and join me in welcoming Irene Webster, who will lead us in singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stars and bright stars through the perilous light, oh, the ramparts we've watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say, does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please welcome Scott Carpenter, Chair of the Champlain College Board of Trustees.
Good morning. Everybody good? What an awesome Vermont day. A little chill out, but trust me, this tent will get toasty after a little while. So on behalf of the Champlain College Board of Trustees, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to the 140th Commencement of Champlain College. I'm honored to share this momentous day with you, the class of 2018. As a father who is looking forward to seeing my son graduate in a couple of weeks, hopefully, I know how meaningful this day is and how proud we all feel. I also want to extend a special welcome to your families and friends who supported all of you on your journey. Got a little sticky pages here. You are graduating from an amazing institution. Your time here has provided you with a range of skills, both professional and personal, that will serve you throughout your career and your life. Your radically pragmatic education is about to turn into a life that makes you ready to participate, ready to perform, and ready to prosper. Today, we will also present honorary degrees to Donna and Jake Burton Carpenter. I do have to make a disclaimer that I'm not aware of being related to them. I'm open for adoption. But I do know my DNA is more skiing, and they're the snowboarding carpenter, so we'll call it that. Donna and Jake's story of building an innovative global business while promoting equity and leadership opportunities for women is particularly deserving of recognition. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we enthusiastically welcome Donna and Jake to the Champlain community. all of us gathered here take great pride in watching you, members of the class of 2018, become graduates. The bonds you have formed with faculty, friends, and associates, combined with your innovation and optimism, will last a lifetime. I'm confident you will face the challenges and opportunities ahead in the spirit of Champlain's motto, adiosmos. Adiamus. I never took Latin. Let us dare is what it means. Dare to embrace your roles as leaders and strive to make your world a better place through your words, actions, and deeds. We extend to you a heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for a healthy and prosperous future. Congratulations.
Please welcome Dr. Lori Quinn, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academics.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, honored guests, and friends of Champlain College, the 140th Commencement is hereby convened.
Please welcome Joe Gaetane, class of 2016, to present the alumni welcome.
Congratulations on making it to graduation. It's definitely not as easy to get here. 16 years ago, I came here to Champlain as a freshman and never once thought I'd be standing here wearing this and giving a speech representing Champlain's alumni community. That last word, though, community, it's super important, and I'd love to tell you guys a little bit about how Champlain's community has helped me over the years. 16 years ago when I came here, I had one goal, and that was to do whatever it takes to work at Burton Snowboards. And 4 years of snowboarding later and a little bit of studying, I was sitting, I think it was like right over there somewhere, and I had it all planned out. I'd done everything I could to be a good candidate for a job at Burton, and I was going to apply for literally every job that they had open, whether I was qualified or not. In hindsight, probably not the best idea, but anyways. After graduating, I moved home to my parents' house in Massachusetts and was pretty impatiently waiting to hear back from Burton, and started applying for other jobs in Boston. And within a few days, I actually got an interview for a job in a marketing firm in the city. It was going to be my first interview for a full-time job. And so the day of the interview, I'm sitting at my parents' house and showered, shaved, and I'm tying my tie in the mirror, and I stopped. And I had a little moment of panic. I'd never really been a tie person. And so the only thing I could think to do was to call my buddy Brian, who had lived across the hall from me at Main Street Suites. And if you ever met Brian, the second you meet him, you're like, this guy's going to be successful no matter what he does. And I knew that he would tell me what I needed to hear to grow up and to go to the interview. So Brian answered the phone, and in my moment of panic, I said something along the lines of, oh my goodness, Brian, I don't know what to do. I'm tying my tie, and I don't really want to wear a tie every day. I don't really want to take the train to the city every day. But I have this interview, and I really just don't want to go to it. What do I do? And he says, well, when's the interview? I was like, it's in a few hours. He just tells me, he says, don't go. Call them and cancel. I was like, what do you mean call them and cancel? I can't do that. It's like, yeah, why not? So that's what I did. I called, and I canceled, and then the next morning, I got into my car, and I drove back up here to Burlington. I walked into Burton, and I told them I was there to interview for a job. I made no mention that I didn't actually have an interview. And sure enough, they couldn't find me on the schedule, and I left my cover letter and resume, and I took off. And believe it or not, a few hours later, I actually got a phone call from someone at Burton asking if I could come back in for an interview. This was the first time that I called on Champlain's community for help. I wanted to make sure that Burton knew that I was the best candidate for this job. So I started calling in all kinds of favors. I had a few people help me prepping answers to interview questions. I had help with recommendation letters and people just making phone calls on my behalf. And this help was coming from my peers, my friends, alumni, and just the great people in the Burlington community. And they all rallied to help at the first second that I asked. Within a few weeks, I started a job at Burton. And this was the first time, but definitely not the last time, that I had realized the power of Champlain's community. Burton ended up being a pretty special place for me. It's how I met my wife, it's where I met a lot of my best friends, and it's where I met the people who would help me launch the next stage of my career. So after my time at Burton, I had an even larger ask for Champlain's community. I was starting my own business, and I needed all the help I could get. I needed clients, I needed interns, employees, and I needed tons and tons of advice. And literally every single one of these needs was met by the Champlain College community. It was really funny because I didn't realize this until I sat down to start writing this speech. And it's been really cool to stop and look back at it all. So I'll leave you guys with this. There is an entire Champlain College network around the globe. Use it. It really is all about who you know and how you are remembered. And now you're all part of this network. So keep in touch, stay involved, utilize the network in your resources, and stay hungry and keep asking questions. And I think it's really important that you never stop learning. Also, it's very important to trust your gut and believe in yourself, and never forget to pay this forward when Champlain students or alumni come to you looking for help. Congratulations.
Please welcome Stephanie Dwan, representing the class of 2018.
President Lockman, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, members of the Cabinet, faculty, staff, friends and family of the graduating class, and of course, my fellow classmates. I am honored and humbled to speak on behalf of the class of 2018 and to celebrate with all of you as my classmates and I join the 6.7% of people in the world who hold a college degree. Both of these things, speaking at commencement and earning my degree, have been dreams of mine, and today both have come true. I am a child of two immigrants who came to this country to achieve the American dream. Both of my parents are from Vietnam and come from impoverished families. Growing up, my parents understood the value of an education, but other responsibilities stood in their way. Back in Vietnam, my father stopped going to school so he could work and help support his family. My mother was able to earn her high school diploma here in the States, but was not able to earn a college degree as she had me at a young age. My family believes a world-class education is a part of that American dream, as it opens doors for the next generation to achieve more than anyone could ever imagine. So to all of our families, friends, and supporters here today, we hope we can fulfill that dream for you. The access we have to education here at Champlain and at colleges and universities across the country is a blessing. Yes, it takes work to get into college, and yes, it takes work to graduate. But we have the opportunity to earn a degree. I think about women around the world who are still fighting for the right to go to school, or even worse, women who desire an education but remain silent for fear of persecution or violence. I think of children in war-torn countries who rightly are more concerned with finding their families than learning the difference between a consonant and a vowel. I think about the youth in our own backyard who are trying to find their next meal rather than trying to finish their division homework. Many of us here did not have to worry about prioritizing these basic needs over our pursuit of an education. And that is what difference a little privilege can make. Privilege. It's a scary word in our culture. I work hard for everything I have and everything I accomplished. That is not privilege. That is the product of a positive work ethic and determination. Yes, it is true. It is true, we all worked hard. We do have positive work ethic, and we do have determination. We finished the race. But we also have to consider where we started on the track. Did you know that first-generation college students are twice as likely to drop out than their continuing generational classmates? Or that only 14% of students from low-income background families earn a bachelor's degree within 8 years of graduating high school? That is less than half the number of students from middle-class income families who are able to achieve the same. With privilege comes power. The power of knowledge, the power of status, the power of access and opportunity. And with the power that we will receive from our diplomas today, we have the responsibility to use it for not just our benefit, but also for the benefit for our families and friends, our communities, our world. I think about how my education has already made an impact on not just my life, but also on the lives of those around me. For those of you who do not know me, I studied abroad at our campus in Dublin during the spring semester of my junior year. For those of you who do know me, you know I never stopped talking about it. Because I attended an institution like Champlain, I had the amazing opportunity to see the world and experience it in a way that I did not know I could. I took classes with Irish professors, explored the city, discovered the world outside of the island, and met a lot of people along the way. I think the people I think back on the most are the children I worked with. Through my community advocacy and inquiry course, I spent every Wednesday afternoon with the Ashling Project. In Gaelic, the word Ashling means hope. That is exactly what the Ashling Project brought to its community. The program is in Ballymun, a low-income, underserved community just outside the city center of Dublin, where students often do not finish secondary school, let alone attend college. Through this experience, I was able to work with 12 to 16-year-olds. We would work on homework, play games, chat about everything at school, share a toasted sandwich, or a toasty, as they would call it. I learned a lot about the problems they had at home and at school, a lot of the worries they had, all the hopes and dreams they held. One girl looked forward to opening her own studio as a makeup artist. One young lad wanted to become a professional football player. One girl wanted to become a psychologist or a social worker so she could help support young people the way the Ashling Project and her mentors have supported her. Through these conversations, I was able to share with the children the importance of respect and how impactful it can be to be kind to one another. I was able to share with these children that there is a world outside of Ballymun, just waiting for them to explore it. I was able to share how college has changed my life and what opportunities it can open for them. Every day we hear that Americans across the country have an equal opportunity to go to college, but every day the aspirations attainment gap grows larger for minoritized groups. I'm a firm believer that to address this, we do not need equality. We need equity. You see, there's an important difference between the two. Equality is giving everyone the same pair of size 8 shoes to wear for a race, while equity is giving everyone a pair of shoes that fit just right. Equity is not about giving everyone the same thing. It is about giving people what they need. It is up to our generation to create equitable access to these opportunities, and we can all contribute to that goal regardless of what degree we earn today. We need our educators to reimagine a well-rounded educational model in our K-12 schools so that we may provide equitable access for all students to achieve their highest academic potential. We need our designers and our artists to change the culture through media so that the next generation learns that access and success is for everyone, not just for those who look a certain way or have a certain amount of money. We need our computer networkers to find safe and efficient ways for people to connect all around the world so that we can continue to deepen our learning about different cultures and ideologies that differ from our own. We need our entrepreneurs to not only create more jobs and drive our economy, but to create jobs and opportunities with the pay and benefits people need to obtain the necessities of life and beyond. Us millennials, we get a bad rep. We're lazy, we're entitled, we're destroying the economy. We're unable to buy houses because we eat too much avocado toast. To that, I encourage each other with our college's motto, Audeamus, let us dare. Let us dare to defy the odds as we have done together today. Let us dare to use our newfound power and privilege to help those who need help the most, no matter how difficult that may be. Let us dare to dissolve the narrative that past generations have written about us and write our own, a narrative where we make a difference for ourselves and for future generations. Our work is far from done, but I have no doubt that our class is ready to run the next race and change the world. Thank you.
Please welcome our president, Donald J. Lockman, the 8th president of Champlain College.
Good morning. Welcome to our Board of Trustees, members of Cabinet, distinguished guests, and friends of the Champlain College community. We gather to honor the members of the Champlain College class of 2018. Congratulations. It is especially gratifying to see our distinguished faculty here. You continue to impress me with your commitment to our mission of educating students to be skilled practitioners, effective professionals, and engaged global citizens. Through your hard work and dedication, you have helped guide our graduates on a path to transforming their lives and determining their life's passion. It is a privilege for me to share this day with you, our faculty. I would also like to salute the families, partners, and friends who supported these graduating seniors. We understand the sacrifices you have made. Please know that we appreciate the role that you have played in helping these graduates in their journeys. Congratulations to you, and thank you for your support. Class of 2018, today we celebrate you. I have heard it said that as a parent, you cannot have a favorite child. I suppose in the same vein that as a college president, I should not have a favorite class. I will, however, admit to having a special fondness for this class, the class of 2018. You joined the college the same year I did. You are the first class I have successfully seen through 4 years of your Champlain College education. Class of 2018, you will... Class of 2018, you will always have a special place in my heart. But you are not special only because we started at Champlain at the same time. You are special because I see students who took the initiative to seek me out during office hours to ask a question or to share feedback about life at Champlain. I see students who were willing to let me sit with them at lunch and told me of their internship experiences, favorite faculty members, and how hard their financial accounting or data structures and algorithms classes were. I see students who gave strong presentations at national conferences, brought their A game to their capstones, and confidently sold their best ideas in just 90 seconds at the elevator pitch competition. I see individuals who have grown leaps and bounds in the 4 years here at Champlain, students who have immersed themselves in the experiential learning opportunities and who expanded their cultural understanding through study abroad. I see students who were pushed by our faculty to think more deeply, critically, and creatively. I see students who've learned to find and use their voices on campus, in Montpelier, and in Washington, D.C. I see students who speak up about important societal issues such as equality for women, fostering diverse and inclusive communities, and putting an end to gun violence. You have learned that being informed and active is fundamental to the long-term success of our democracy. While we face challenges that may seem daunting, I have great optimism regarding our future because of what you, the class of 2018, has already learned, shared, and accomplished. I look before me now and see a graduating class comprised of individuals prepared to take on the world and daring enough to change it for the better. Over the past 4 years, I have learned so much about you from faculty, staff, employers, and community partners. Your work as volunteers, interns, and students has touched the lives of people in our community, across the country, and literally around the world. In your time at Champlain College, you learned to be global citizens and live large in this world. I know this because there are those among you who participated in international service trips to Uganda, Nepal, and Nicaragua, spent the summer working for multinational companies in Shanghai, China, worked to raise awareness about conflict minerals to reduce violence in the Congo, taught in inner-city schools in Dublin, Ireland while studying abroad, gained valuable experience designing video games in Montreal, captured your study abroad experiences in photos and words and shared them with the world, joined with educators from around the world last fall to help plan an international World Positive Education Accelerator Conference, taken Champlain's decade-long work to the next level with the United Nations, refining a video game designed to prevent violence against women and girls, published more poems, essays, and news stories in a greater number of reputable publications than any class before you, created the Graffinity and Flight interactive experiences that entertain thousands of travelers in the Burlington International Airport each year, and used your passports well, having traveled to Argentina, Australia, France, Germany, Italy, Jordan, Mexico, New Zealand, Nicaragua, South Africa, Sweden, Uganda, and of course, Shanghai, Montreal, and Dublin. In Vermont, you made our community better. There are those among you who have helped fund and paint the Rainbow Crosswalk and the Black Lives Matter crosswalks on campus, lent your voices to conversations in the Women's and Gender Center, and made it a welcoming place for all, created films shown on Vermont PBS and highlighted at the Vermont International Film Festival, expanded student leadership opportunities within the EcoRep program, and redirected waste from landfill to recycling, participated in Champlain's Lavender graduation to celebrate students in the LGBTQ+ community and allies, given your time to develop your leadership skills through the Student Government Association, coordinated food drives to support families in need in the Northeast Kingdom, worked with state officials to produce a series of videos on recycling and composting education, helped foster care parents learn how to keep their foster children safe online, rolled up your sleeves and gave blood during the annual Red Cross visits, put your skills towards helping to solve crimes and aid investigations in local and state law enforcement, prototyped a mobile game and animated a video to help children with autism practice their social skills, shared your experiences to help inform social work policy at the Vermont State House, where you gave testimony on minimum wage, addiction treatment funding, disability rights, education reform, and gun safety. Put your artistic and entrepreneurial vision on display at the South End Art Hop, the Vermont Tech Jam, the Generator, and the Champlain Art Gallery. Showed off your ski and ride skills and promoted helmet safety at the annual student-run rail jam on Finney Quad. Applied your skills to designing and prototyping a college roommate communication and conflict resolution game and learned how to resolve conflicts in the process. Shared a love of learning by mentoring English learners and new Americans in local middle schools. Played with children at COTS, demonstrating that even without a permanent home, their lives matter. And mentored dozens of young people in the DREAM program, schools, and youth programs who simply needed someone to care. Thank you, the Champlain College class of 2018, for leaving our community a better place. You have helped people in Vermont, and you have made an enduring positive contribution to our community. And finally, you have learned what it takes to be a professional in a changing world. Your work in offices, classrooms, startups, and international internships has prepared you to contribute from day one. I know this because some of you founded Maple Street Media, hired your fellow students to work with your nonprofit and corporate public relations clients, and organized ComFest, a day-long conference on campus. You produced the Weather Vane magazine, featuring stories about your communications and creative media classmates and alumni. We're the only college student in Vermont invited to join the VT-NEA Racial Justice Task Force to develop a toolkit for educators with resources to advance racial equity in Vermont public schools. Earned the Vermont Student Worker of the Year for 3 years running. Worked through the Champlain Publishing Initiative to write, edit, and design a collection of career advice from Champlain College grads entitled Postcards from Postgrads. Excelled in the annual elevator pitch competition, participated in the Vermont CFA Challenge, and helped develop the badge program for the Cooperrider Center for Appreciative Inquiry. Attended a Women in Cybersecurity conference, attended a Game Developers Conference where many of you made important connections that turned into internships and jobs. Helped us bring in the class of 2022 by assisting with enrollment interviews, calling prospective students, writing blog posts, speaking at events, and honing your skills walking backwards across campus. Earned the trust and respect of K-12 classroom teachers in Vermont with your professionalism and compassion for students. You excelled in internships at organizations such as Cisco, Meraki, KPMG, Mercedes-Benz, Sony, Philadelphia Phillies, Booz Allen Hamilton, Moment Factory, Puma, TripAdvisor, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, Special Olympics of Ireland, Insomniac Games, Dealer.com, Cox Automotive, Curie Green Mountain, Burton Snowboards, OG, WCAX, Game Theory, and Vermont PBS. Wow. The accomplishments I have shared today are only a small sampling of what you, class of 2018, have achieved while at Champlain. Employers, faculty, and staff I talk to tell me you show up with the skills, attitude, and work ethic that distinguish you from other college graduates. These leaders tell me you are ready. I know they are right. You are ready. Therefore, today, in the presence of the Board of Trustees, with the advice and consent of our faculty, and certification by our provost, it is my sincere privilege to welcome you to the ancient and honorable community of educated citizens and lifelong learners. We celebrate the hard work that enabled you to earn your rightful place in this community. Members of the class of 2018, you now join the exceptional alumni of Champlain College. You will enhance their legacy. I leave you with one final thought. Lift up your spyglass. Stare intently into the future. As you do so, remember the Champlain College motto. Audiamus, let us dare. Dare to seize the future you see. Congratulations and thank you.
Please welcome Professor David Mona, who will present honorary degree candidates Jake Burton Carpenter and Donna Carpenter.
Jake Burton Carpenter and Donna Carpenter, you have made a lasting impact on the recreational and professional sport of snowboarding through your dedication to the joy of outdoor adventure and the rewards of serving others. You lead an international company based in Vermont that is welcoming to young and old, to beginner to Olympian, and to all identities. By enhancing your entrepreneurial spirit and passion for innovation, you have created numerous personal and professional pathways which afford youth and adults meaningful opportunities to earn, grow, and unite through a shared passion. We honor your passion for the sport you helped create and your unwavering efforts to help those most in need. Your vision has influenced talent development in organizations and proven that a Vermont business can succeed in a global world. You have addressed sustainability, climate change, women's issues, and youth development in positive ways. For that work, you are celebrated both in business and on the slopes. Congratulations and welcome to the Champlain community.
Jake Burton Carpenter, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Champlain College, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business, honoris causa, on this 12th day of May, 2018. Donna Carpenter, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Champlain College, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business, honoris causa, on this 12th day of May, 2018.
Thank you. I am honored to be accepting these degrees on behalf of Jake and myself, although I have to tell you, I'm not big on public speaking. It's a fear I've had. It's something I've had to overcome and work at my career. I also have to say that Jake and I cannot stand weddings, funerals, or graduations. In just a few days, actually about a week, we will be celebrating 35 years of marriage. We should get a degree for that, I think. But the closest we ever came, and it was really close, to breaking up was the day of our wedding. And funny enough, even though we did not attend school together, neither one of us attended our graduations, so this is a first for us. Dude, I never thought I'd see this. I call the Instagram shot. Okay. If you've ever been to our offices or store down the road, you know that we're not big on protocol or formality. Our work attire consists of a hoodie, a beanie, and a rescue dog. And we tend to be pretty casual in our language, and we tend to drop the F-bomb a lot, which I'm really trying hard today not to do. Actually, I promised the office of your president, give it up to them for doing their research on me, but they said, if you could just avoid being too heavy on the politics, meaning slamming Trump the entire time. And if you could avoid that F-bomb as much as possible, we would really appreciate it. So we'll see how it goes. So now that you know that I hate speaking in public, especially if I can't swear or trash Trump, and that Jake and I are not big on pomp and circumstance, you may be asking yourselves, why are we here? First of all, who can turn down an honorary degree without going to a single class or taking a single test? Call me crazy, call us crazy, but that seems like a good return on investment. Actually, you know, I always loved school, from preschool to graduate school. I perceived myself as a student. I made the honor roll, the dean's list, something cum laude. Jake, on the other hand, let's just say Jake bumped, just like a lot of visionary leaders, Jake bumped up against all those silly rules they have at schools. Although he did find ways, without exerting himself too much, to make it through school and college. It's funny, recently we found an old report card of Jake's, like from the 3rd grade. And the teacher had written, that Jake should not think that cute little smile will get him through life. I so want to find her and say, you were so right about the smile, but so wrong about it not getting him through life. There it is. And he was so excited when he found out it was a doctorate. Seriously, we're here because you're here in the beautiful Green Mountains of Vermont. Just like I'm sure Vermont has helped shape the person you are today, especially during a critical part of your life, Vermont has had an incredible influence on our journey, on Burton's journey. For those of you who don't know our story, we really did start in an old house and an old barn in southern Vermont. It was authentically rustic, which meant we had no heat. Like a lot of Vermonters, we heated our home by wood stove. We had no insulation, which meant we had to move the bed down next to the wood stove in the winter. And in the one bathroom, which was upstairs, so it was freezing cold, if you flushed the toilet, the shower stopped. I'm so sorry, I forgot. The boards at the time were laminated pieces of wood with a water ski binding in the front, a strap in the back, and a rope on the nose. And just so you know, there was no grand vision for bringing it to ski areas. As a matter of fact, we conceived of it as an alternative to ski areas. They were meant for back hills and backyards. Actually, that was the name for a long time of our first couple models, the backyard and the back hill. We had no business plan. We had no money. We had no support from the ski industry, who saw our innovation first as a nuisance and then as a threat, rather than the opportunity that it was. Really, all we had was a commitment to the sheer fun of standing sideways and surfing down a snow-covered mountain. Fast forward to today, we're still privately held, just the two of us. We're embraced by the ski industry, and we're still headquarters here in Vermont and happy to pay our taxes here in Vermont. But we did make it out of the back of the barn. We're a multi-$100-million company with offices in 9 countries, distribution in 25 countries, and more than 1,000 employees worldwide. In short, snowboarding went from a fringe sport in the back hills of Vermont to being a global phenomenon, and mind-blowing to us, the highlight of the Winter Olympics. But we are known and will always be known not just as an American brand, but as a Vermont brand. Vermont is in our DNA. I'd like to think that wherever you walk into a Burton store, whether it's LA, Helsinki, New York, Tokyo, or College Street, you feel that Vermont heritage. So why Vermont? It's a cool look for sure, wood beams and wood stoves. And our company was born here, but why stay here, 40 years and counting? From a purely practical point of view, what better place for a winter gear company? Where else can you test snowboards and outerwear in the rain, in the sleet, in the snow, in the freezing temps, in the scorching sun, all in one day? A few years after Jake started Burton, and by the time I joined, In '82, the industry, such as it was, consisted of two dominant players, us and Sims. There's a reason you haven't heard of Sim snowboarding. We kicked their ass. One of the main reasons, I believe, we kicked their ass is that they were from Southern California and we were from Vermont. They were SoCal wimps with their powder snow and their blue skies and their warm weather. Not to mention the distraction of the ocean nearby. A lot of times when you would call, they'd say, sorry, gone surfing. So Vermont is and will continue to be a competitive advantage for Burton. On a more spiritual level, I believe Burton embodies the spirit and the values that we think of when we think of Vermont. Probably because of the harsh weather, you think of grit, determination, and rugged independence. But at the same time, probably also because of the harsh winters, Vermont values tolerance, humility, and above all, community. Which brings me to the real reason that Jake and I are here, and only here, Champlain College. This could be one and done. Jake and I are here because we at Burton really do have a special place in our hearts for Champlain students. No offense to the guys up the hill, but you guys rock as both interns and new hire graduates. Amazingly enough, close to 10% of our workforce here at headquarters are Champlain grads. So what's that about? Really, a couple years ago, I asked my HR department, I said, what is it with these Champlain grads and interns that make them fit in so well and do so well at Burton? So I'm here to tell you I figured it out. You guys stand sideways. Just like we do. You might not ride, you might not snowboard, and God forbid you might go down on two planks, but you still stand sideways. You look at the world a little differently, a little sideways. Like the state you're in, Vermont, you embody grit, determination, and independence. At the same time, you equally value collaboration and community. Champlain students do well at Burton because they have an entrepreneurial spirit. What does that mean? You're innovative, you're risk takers, but above all, it means you learn by doing. That is not the typical approach of most colleges. It certainly was not the approach of mine. I spent 4 years in an ivory tower. Your manifesto, I guess you guys know you have a manifesto, right? Everybody know you have a manifesto? It's pretty cool, actually. Your manifesto calls your education radically pragmatic. Well, our education through Burton was radically pragmatic. We had no choice but to learn by doing. There was no grand vision or roadmap. Jake always jokes that he failed shop class in school, and it's actually true. And as his wife, I can attest that he couldn't put together an IKEA bookcase to save his life. But somehow he taught himself how to use a pin router, a bandsaw, and a belt sander to make a snowboard. And what about me? Somehow, I think it's because he's so cute, right? I found myself at the age of 23 in 1986 starting up a European sales and distribution company in Europe. Like Jake manufacturing boards, I had no skills to prepare me for the job, but I was ready, willing, and able to learn. And here's the interesting part. I think it's because we didn't know what we were doing that we did it. We progressed. Because we approached life and business with a sense of humility. Think about it. When you learn by doing, You have to be humble. You have to ask for help. You need mentors. You need to learn. You don't know. But at the same time, you're completely determined to figure it out. So when we set out in Europe early in our journey, we were young and stupid and inexperienced, and therefore we had more questions than answers. I remember asking people over there, what's different about this market? How do you do business? You know, what can we do to better address the needs over here? I remember talking to an American sales rep in Europe from another company, from a surf company, and he said, I'm going to teach these Europeans how to sell clothing. And I thought, you know, I think they've been trading textiles for about 1,000 years, and I think there's some things that I could learn from them rather than him. Fast forward a couple years, and I remember being with some German retailers who were sitting around complaining about working with US action sport companies. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, I take offense to that. And they said, oh, no, you're not an American company, you're a European company. You do things our way. So it was actually our humility, our lack of pride and arrogance, and our inexperience that actually helped us succeed. So at Burton, we try to stay humble at all times, not just when we're facing adversity. We remind ourselves every single day to stay grateful and true to our roots. In looking back, I think there are a couple things you need in life to succeed. Humility is one of them. Passion for what you're doing is another. But the key is not to just have these values like passion and humility, but to live those values every day, every week, every month, every year. It turns into decades before you know it. Your values aren't something you just put on paper, although that's always good. It's something that has to live, breathe, and adapt to new situations. When we started Burton, the ski business was a good example of an industry that had stopped living its values. They were no longer humble or passionate about what they were doing. Their passion had become nothing more than a money-making business, and the ski bums who worked there had become suits. It was then that Jake committed to riding at least 100 days a year. And we did everything we could to encourage everyone who worked for us to get out and live their passion. We're still committed to it. We have company ride days, we have lots of meetings on snow, and there's no work on a powder day. More recently, we watched the surf industry, companies like Quicksilver, Roxy, Billabong, completely implode. They imploded because they got greedy. They went public and they started caring more about quarterly earnings and avoiding taxes than the sport and the lifestyle they were committed to. So how do you sustain your values over time under all circumstances? I believe you do it by having a sense of purpose, knowing the why behind what you're doing and how you're doing it. Having a responsibility to something bigger that gives your work meaning. When we began, our sense of purpose was powerful and clear. We wanted to share the fun of surfing on snow with the world, which meant that we had to fight on behalf of the entire sport, not just Burton, for access to ski areas. Advocating on behalf of the sport, not just our brand, is still a big part of our purpose, but that sense of purpose and responsibility has expanded. It's expanded over the years, for example, to include our employees. For me, there was a specific moment when this happened. It was 1989. I was CFO, another example of learn by doing. We were already global. We were growing like crazy. Everything was going well. And something outside of our control happened, the savings and loan crisis. And so even though we had done everything, I should back up and say, because we value Vermont-like independence, we've never had long-term debt. But because we're such a seasonal company, we have very intensive short-term borrowing needs to produce our stuff and sell it on a seasonal basis. So I was CFO. I had negotiated a great line, but our bank was in the position of getting rid of any portfolio that they perceived being risky at all because of this savings and loan crisis. So there I was. We had turned a profit. We hadn't borrowed for 45 days, which was part of the agreement, and I picked up the phone to get the cash. I needed to run the business, and it wasn't there. You know what happened? I was 6 months pregnant with our first child, and I had to walk around to 50 employees from marketing to warehouse and ask them, please don't cash that paycheck. Please don't cash that paycheck until I can secure emergency funding. You know what they said? To an employee, they said, okay, no problem, even though I knew for a lot of them it was a problem. They said, we believe in what you're doing, and we have faith that you'll do what's right. That's the moment I realized we had created more than a workplace. We had created a family, and we were responsible. And we were committed to each other through good times and bad. Through the years, our purpose, so our passion, has become much more than a sport. We became a company, but also a community of like-minded people, a culture, a mindset, a lifestyle. So our purpose had to go beyond the best product to include our family, the employees, as well as the broader snowboard community. Over the years, we've come to see it as part of our mission, purpose, and responsibility to strengthen and expand that community. Much of Burton's journey and my own personal career has been defined by what I call oh shit moments. Maybe we'll call them aha moments this morning. Those were moments when we realized that we had veered away from our values. And as a result, we're letting our community down. Because of our history, because we grew up in opposition to something, we grew up in opposition to skiing, we were naturally a strong community. It didn't matter what brand was on your feet. You were a rebel and you were part of the tribe. We valued inclusion. We valued being included because we were excluded. But you know what? In some ways, after some years, we were not proactively living this value of inclusion. About 14 years ago, we had one of those aha moments. It was actually Jake, who was sitting in a global directors meeting of about 25 people. He looked around, there were 2 or 3 women, and he said, there's something very wrong here. In contrast, in the early days, both the sport and the brand were pioneered equally by men and women. We had as many female leaders as male leaders in our company, and you were just as likely to see a woman on the cover of the One Snowboard magazine as a guy. Our athletes were as much female as they were male. And beginning 35 years ago, when we started the US Open, we offered equal prize money. Yeah. So it was clear from the beginning that we valued inclusion and diversity. But as we grew double and even triple digits, we were pulling both employees and participants from the male-dominated surf and skateboard industries. So we took on a male-dominated vibe. No offense to you guys out there, but when there are no women around, it can get ugly. It can smell bad. I have 3 sons. We knew that if we were to live up to our own core value of inclusion, we had to do something. So we did. We put our heads down and we worked. We worked on policies and we worked on perceptions. And we proactively recruited, retained, and advanced more women. 14 years later, I'm proud to say we've gone from less than 10% of our leadership being female to well over 40%, including my current senior team, which is close to 50-50. Oh yeah, and we have a female CEO. Not exactly what you see at other sports companies. So one of the special things about Burton is that we've always had a higher purpose. We've just expanded that purpose. We've always cared more about the long-term sustainability of the sport and our community than short-term profits. In the beginning, that meant fighting for access. Once we achieved access, it meant, and still means, creating programs that encourage participation. But just as the word snowboarding did not exist 40 years ago, neither did the words global climate change. So our commitment to the long-term sustainability of the sport and the community had to evolve. Much like tackling gender diversity, it wasn't easy, it wasn't cheap, and we started somewhat behind the curve. As you can imagine, the production of technical equipment and outerwear involves nasty chemicals and factory line production overseas. But like gender diversity, we knew that doing whatever we could to mitigate the impact of global warming was essential, in this case, existential, to our purpose and our survival. So for the last 6 years, we put our heads down, and in true Burton, and I would say Champlain fashion, we worked our asses off and committed ourselves to becoming the most sustainable company we could. Again, I'm proud to say we've gone from being a bit behind the curve to being a true leader in the industry. We are recognized for both the work we do in human rights in our supply chain, as well as the safety of the chemicals we use. Seriously, we are more sustainable than Patagonia, the North Face, Columbia, and we have 2 stores, one on College Street and But we didn't do any of this for the recognition. I was actually kind of surprised every time we started getting recognized for these things. We did it because we value inclusion, we value diversity, and we value winter. We have a purpose because we have a higher responsibility to our people, and that means everyone who touches Burton, whether it's all the Champlain grads at headquarters, our regional offices, or the people making our zippers in a factory in Asia. We have a higher responsibility to our people, our product, meaning our sport, and to our playground. I know in the beginning you were wondering why I was here to talk, but now you're wondering why I won't shut up. You're like, please, it's party time. So I will wrap this up by saying life is not about having some singular dream. That is so overrated, and it's pretty rare. As Stephen Colbert once said, if everyone followed their first dream, we'd be a country of cowboys and princesses. And if we had followed our initial dream, we would still be a backyard sport in Vermont rather than a global lifestyle and Olympic sport. Instead, as you at Champlain know, it's about seizing opportunities and learning as you go. It's about having a higher purpose which means a responsibility to others and a commitment to act on your values, not just talk about them. You know, one of the most rewarding things I do is participate in the Global Women's Sports Mentoring Program every year. It's a joint program between the US State Department and ESPN that pairs young women from developing countries who are making a difference in their countries through women in sports, pair them with a female sports executive here in the US. My last mentee was a young woman, an ultimate Frisbee player, actually, from India. She was a little skeptical about what she could learn from an American snowboard company. By the end of her mentorship, she gave me the greatest compliment I could ever ask for. She said because of her experience, her personal experience in southern India, she assumed that all companies, especially American ones, were selfish, exploitative, and corrupt. But after spending time with us, she realized a company could be a force for good in the world. So, despite the greedy, inept, corrupt bozos in power in Washington right now, who are determined to set us back on things like diversity and inclusion and climate change, I'm optimistic about the future. Despite what's happening, which I didn't mention too much, that was good. I am optimistic because I see more companies like Burton leading with their values and sense of commitment to the Commonwealth. We have confidence in your generation because of our experience with Champlain students. I don't buy all the complaints my generation is making about yours. They sound like skiers in the early days when we showed up at the mountain. The future is yours. It's in good hands. You are inventive, inclusive, generous, and compassionate. You are resourceful, conscious, and collaborative. You will propose a new way down the mountain because you're standing sideways. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're so welcome.
Please welcome Provost Lori Quinn to present the candidates for degrees.
President Lockman, as Provost and Senior Vice President for Academics, I present to you the class of 2018 as candidates for Associate in Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degrees from Champlain College.
The candidates for Associate in Science degrees. Kari Averill, cum laude. Amanda Lynn Burke. Sydney Chadwick. Zumira Dulabruer, summa cum laude. Victoria Lynn Derby. Rachel Ann Elgert, magna cum laude. Morgan Fitzgerald. Brittany Garceau, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Howard, cum laude. Grace Miller, magna cum laude. Amanda Provost. Emily Jane Quinn. Jacqueline Zabo, summa cum laude. From the Division of Communication and Creative Media, the following candidates for Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees. Joseph Albanese. Lillian Ansell. Erin Bailey. Jacob Samuel Jeanette Ballin. Tyler Bedard. Krista Bennett, cum laude. Jake Bennick, summa cum laude. Maxwell Brisbane. Danielle Campo, magna cum laude. Desiree Jordan Carpenter, magna cum laude. Anna Sherrist. Megan Elizabeth Charles, summa cum laude. Andrea Sincata, summa cum laude. Amanda Rose Collins, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Conyers. Elaine Cornett. Anna Cuevas. Aiden Cunningham. Margaret DiCapua, summa cum laude. Angela Di Loretto, summa cum laude. Kendall Dinsmore. Hannah Bell Durkee, summa cum laude. Rachel Farrell, summa cum laude. Freeman William Fletcher. Serena Gauthier, cum laude. Matthew German. John J. Gibbons III, magna cum laude. Lauren Golis. Thea Whitaker Heck. Dylan Hodak. Brian James Holder, cum laude. Daniel Ford Johansson, cum laude. Samuel G. Kimball Spurberg. Callie Elizabeth Cole. Alexander Kosick, cum laude. Noah Paul Kozlowski, magna cum laude. Brian Krug. Emily Kippers, cum laude. Samuel Lapointe. Retta Joanna Lemantis, magna cum laude. Brendan Lynch, magna cum laude. Nicholas Magentic. Liam Maxwell. William McIntyre. Kurt M. Maliti. Jacob Mumford. William Owen Murphy. Eric Nod, cum laude. Scott Ryan Nickerson. Ryan Novak. Madison Noyes. James Odell. Julian Ortman. Anthony J. Parker, magna cum laude. Jeremy Partika. Simeon Paul, magna cum laude. Nicholas Porterfield. Shelby Robinson. Morgan Salter, magna cum laude. Tyler Santor. Samantha Sigalis Shaw. Maggie Sergeff, magna cum laude. Griffin Shapiro. Juliana Skelly. Richard Anthony Stock, magna cum laude. Alexa Boutwell Tariff, cum laude. Thomas Testa. Emma Thompson. Unia Thorne. Ali Yusulolo. Hannah Wood, cum laude. Brandon Zhang, cum laude. Danielle Taylor Adams, summa cum laude. Michael T. Andriula, magna cum laude. Sammy W. Barch, magna cum laude. Scott Barter. Brooke Barwick, summa cum laude. Josh Gad Bernstein. Shane Buchler. Rochelle Bish. Tyler Bolster, cum laude. Elizabeth Burnham, magna cum laude. Amos Byrne, magna cum laude. Charles Carucci, magna cum laude. Lucas Charland. Timothy Chartier. Maina Chen, summa cum laude. Caleb Coffey. Tucker James Cole, summa cum laude. Richard Conti. Mackenzie Cordell, magna cum laude. Dominique Cornacchia, summa cum laude. Ian Kotner. Joseph Kocher. Dylan Deloge. Timothy Eccleston. Helena Farrell, magna cum laude. Rhea Ilona Foldy. Sophie Foreman. Jacob Foster. Christian Franchino. Jillian Franco. Alexander J. Fry. Natalie Frost. Jody Garner. Marlena Celeste Hani, summa cum laude. Kira Hufford, summa cum laude. Sean Kennedy. Noah Kidney. Nicholas Paul Quinteras. Cole Kirkpatrick. Paul Klimaszewski. Abigail Cora Lane, summa cum laude. Will Lanthier. Donald LaPlume. Monique Lavalley, cum laude. Timothy Layer. Amanda Ledwidge. Yvonne Lee, cum laude. Joseph Lefebvre. Jeffrey Lloyd. Robin Jesse Lloyd Miller. Ethan Lowald. Katrina Lowe. Benjamin McDonald. Bryce J. McDonald. Jennifer Lee McNeil. Matthew J. Mukuch, magna cum laude. Michael Manfredi, cum laude. Stephen Margolin, summa cum laude. Sarah Eileen Martin. Joseph Masucci, cum laude. Jenna N. Matson, cum laude. Patricia Mataskovich, magna cum laude. Kayla Maza, magna cum laude. Matthew McArdle. Megan McAvoy. Kaylee McAllister, summa cum laude. Christina McCown, magna cum laude. Bessie McManus, summa cum laude. Ivania Mian, cum laude. Veronica Maynor, magna cum laude. Robert Mitchell, cum laude. Kaylee Mumford. Megan Neely, summa cum laude. Brody Nolan. Caroline Knoll, summa cum laude. Daniel O'Brien. Melanie Orcutt, summa cum laude. Natalie M. Orlando, magna cum laude. Colton Orr, summa cum laude. Jeremy Paiva. Damon Paquin Nault. Constantino Patsiros. Zachary Paulson, magna cum laude. Spencer Pearson, cum laude. Michelle Pollock. Maurice Providence. Gare Stoddard Reed. Matthew G. Rhine, cum laude. Grattan Ryder. Samuel Robinson. Tobiah Rosenblum, cum laude. Kayla Sawyer, summa cum laude. Timothy J. Seifert. Matthew Sharp. Sam Shaw. Alana Slattery, cum laude. Catherine Spielman, summa cum laude. Margaret Stevens, cum laude. Carl Swanson. Adrienne Tall. Christine Tybert, cum laude. Megan Tyler, cum laude. Victoria Vergara. Lillian Vinson, magna cum laude. Lena Wagner. Michael Kamick Walker, cum laude. Sean M. Walsh. Sarah E. Weber, cum laude. Elizabeth White. Mitchell Wilkinson, cum laude. Jadelyn Yee, magna cum laude. Joseph R. Zika. From the Division of Education and Human Studies, the following candidates for Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Social Work degrees. Shannon Eber, magna cum laude. Lamont Gambrell. Emma Moskowitz, magna cum laude. Skylar Anderson. Kayla Arena, summa cum laude. Caitlin Bain, summa cum laude. Morgan Blanchard, summa cum laude. Brittany Blasey. Connor Bowers. Mael Brown, summa cum laude. Rachel Cleary, summa cum laude. McLean Coleman. Justin Covey, magna cum laude. Griffin Padrig Cummings. Allison Dame, summa cum laude. Brendan M. Dano. Braylon Rory DeRocha, magna cum laude. Stephanie Dewan, magna cum laude. Emily Durrell, magna cum laude. Alexandra Extra St. Louis, summa cum laude. Taylor H. Fontaine. Michelle Garvey, summa cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Gesser, magna cum laude. Morgan Gooding, magna cum laude. Lindsay Goulet. Tyler Greening, summa cum laude. Kelsey Nicole Hennerman, magna cum laude. Matthew J. Heydrich. Diana Herlihy. Molly Holden. Megan E. Keefe, magna cum laude. Samantha Catherine Knight, summa cum laude. Janae Lamb, magna cum laude. Christian A. Lefebvre. Devin J. Lynch. Patrick Manders. Lily Mason, cum laude. Khalil Mirza. Gregory O'Brien. Haley Marie Parent, summa cum laude. Darcy Patnode, magna cum laude. Megan Pease. Logan Rice. Rodney Rivers. Rachel Rosenbaum, cum laude. Grace Sylvan Ross, summa cum laude. Natasha Sebastian, summa cum laude. Allison Rose Sommer, magna cum laude. Jesse Stevens. Lindsay Elizabeth Sugar, cum laude. Timothy Sutton. Allison Timpler. Blair Kennedy Thompson. Hannah Thompson. Jacob Daniel Trahan, summa cum laude. Alexis A. Van Helmond. Courtney H. Vandermeulen, magna cum laude. Samantha Vashaw, summa cum laude. Alyssa Wieland. Sarah E. Weil, magna cum laude. Jenna Riley Williamson, cum laude. Catherine Young. Madison Young. Madison Buckley. Justine Donahue. Devin Fitzpatrick. Samantha Danielle Gabrielli. Caroline Garrettson, cum laude. Toby Ingmeyer. Jessica Kirby, summa cum laude. Reed Lee. Elizabeth A. McMurray, summa cum laude. Malia Holiday Mead, summa cum laude. Laura O'Reilly, cum laude. Michael Portella. Kylan Bayo, magna cum laude. From the Division of Information Technology and Sciences, the following candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees. Douglas Abyss. Jonah Alabone. Silas Baker. Brian M. Barron, cum laude. Samantha Bassett. James Eric Bain V, magna cum laude. Kevin Joseph Bloom. Colin Brady, magna cum laude. Stephen Bricciatis. Duncan Carroll. Tyler Chermely, magna cum laude. Tyler William Coleman. Christopher Contonio, magna cum laude. Michael Christopher Cook, magna cum laude. Brandon Cote. Joseph Paul Cozy. Matthew Culbert. Christopher Curtis. Patrick Della Rosa. Thomas Dalzell, cum laude. Florence DeBoer. Michael DePlant, cum laude. Parker Desborough, summa cum laude. Damon Devani. Derek Dexter. Cameron Dumont. Owen Enders. Brent Fogerston. Justin Fernandez. Matthew Fortier, magna cum laude. Nicholas Foster. Michael Geyer. Julian Gilbert. Mitchell Green. Justin M. Haggerty. Megan Hallowell. Taylor J. Harris. Fletcher Hart. Victoria K. Hayes, magna cum laude. Morgan Hooley. Kellen Hopwood. David Horntvedt, summa cum laude. Aaron Husak. James Keats, summa cum laude. Tanner Kelly. Reuben Kerman. Daniel Konopka. Dustin Lapierre, summa cum laude. Jordan Lebo. Sam Malone. Wayna Manning, cum laude. Brian Martin. Michael McCormack. Charles McGarry, magna cum laude. Alan Meehan. Dolan Metcalf. Zachary Miller. Aaron Malcolm Millay. Kyle Montebello. Justin Mulkin. John Nicastro, magna cum laude. Evan Nudd, cum laude. Devin O'Hare. Aiden Pepper. Gabriel Arturo Pereira, cum laude. Tyler Payton. Devin Elliott Peck. Christopher Jeffrey Pickett, summa cum laude. Samuel Poquette. Augusto Poulin Waters. Titiana Principal. Scott Philip Rainville, cum laude. Laura Riley. Sean Rowe. Alec Rulev. Daniel Whitney Safford, magna cum laude. Owen Fee Sanders, cum laude. Jonathan Schulberger. Albert Sebastian. Lawrence Augustin Seneschal. Robin Shafto, summa cum laude. Emily Shelton, magna cum laude. Travis Spinelli, summa cum laude. Alex Texera. Anthony Taylor. Shane William Thorndike. William Tingley, cum laude. Austin Truax. Maxim Victoria. Robert Wakefield, cum laude. Tristan Whitaker. Benjamin Xavier. Brian Zhang, magna cum laude. From the Robert P. Stiller School of Business, the following candidates for Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degrees. Januka Akaria. Mauro Agnellini, magna cum laude. Tara Alexander. Alan Barlow, summa cum laude. Michael Beland. Sarah Berry, cum laude. Zachary Michael Bowman. Quinn Boyd. Peter Parker. Michelle Breton. Sarah Christensen, cum laude. Emily H. Coffin. Maggie Cooper, cum laude. Liam Craffey, cum laude. Neil Cummings. Brian Patrick Denzak, summa cum laude. Elijah Dixon, summa cum laude. Timothy Donovan. Matthew Downs. Tyler Evon. John Gerard Fitzpatrick, Jr. Marguerite Marie Frizzell. Kendra Gagnon. William Guin. Maxwell Hamburg. Caroline Harnois. Jason Hartman. James Hauer. Colby Johnson. Heather Johnston. Shayna Therese Cackley. Nicholas Kaufman. Brian Carney, cum laude. Hillary Kent. Nicholas W. Kowal. Madison Rose Kramer, summa cum laude. Spencer Christensen, summa cum laude. Hari Loitel. Samuel Peterson. Jessica T. Precinct. Lisa Rose Reggio. Bianca Roa, summa cum laude. Matthew Rowe. Matthew Sakoch. Maximilian Alfred Sannel, magna cum laude. Jenna Madeline Schwertel. Jackson Thomas Namias Seifert, cum laude. Caitlin Sobelman. Travis Sotarian. Cole J. St. Francis. August Stevens. Nija Strange. Gabrielle Page Sutherland, cum laude. Paige Jacqueline Sweeney, cum laude. Jack Thomas. Earl Thompson, magna cum laude. Anthony P. Voltaggio. Will White. Julia Woodward, summa cum laude. Carissa Ann Yates, magna cum laude. Jennifer Yee. Greer Yoder. Haley Bernier, magna cum laude. James Clark. Jomart Dayrov, cum laude. Sarah Franco. Ingrid French, cum laude. Madison Funt, cum laude. Taylor Marie Jordan. Ryan McCarthy. Taylor Melanson. Ryan Christopher Nato. Bailey Palzer. Brian Roman. Michael Ronzitti. Noah Roulat. Laura Smith, summa cum laude. Deja L. Tompkins. Emily Clarice Teich. John Tyner. Stephanie Unaros.
Am I getting like a last but not least, you know?
Jeffrey Zeleny. Will the members of the class of 2018 please rise for the conferring of degrees?
Now, by the power vested in me as president of Champlain College by the Board of Trustees and the Agency of Education of the State of Vermont, I declare that you are entitled to your associate and baccalaureate degrees with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, and further, I certify that we are confident of your ability to take your rightful place in the world. You may now turn your mortarboard tassels from right to left.
Please join us in singing the Champlain Alma Mater, which can be found on page 16 of your program, led by Irene Webster to conclude our ceremony. Please remain at your seats until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have recessed out of the tent. We invite you to join us for refreshments under the tent on the back lawn of Roger H. Perry Hall.
Come join in festive fun together. Is that too high? Okay. Come join in festive song together as we sing of all Champlain. Hearken to the joyous chorus and the sweet, sweet lingering refrain. We'll sing a song with spirit and we'll wear the green and white. Always onward, never slowing, goes forever in sight. Hold the name of sacred, noise it loud and strong. We will march in victory as we march. Song. Now alma mater reigns, the queen of destiny. We will pledge our lives to duty, never failing thee. Hearken to the joyous chorus and the sweet refrain. Join in festive song together. Sing the